I caught up with passing game coordinator, wide receiver coach Fesi Sitake earlier in the week talking wide receivers. Here's my conversation with Coach Sitake.
How enjoyable is it this time of year to be getting ready for a bowl game?
Very enjoyable, man. It's fun. These guys are rested up, more rested up than a typical game-to-game week. So, by nature, just the energy's, amped up a little bit more, and it's been a lot of fun, man.
How does the team respond to playing a Colorado? Because there's big-time names in there. They're going to be in the league, probably first-round draft picks. Is there kind of a buzz and an excitement for this matchup?
Yeah, I think, and honestly, just because, we missed out last year. So more than who we're playing and certain players, there was just a general level of excitement because we knew not that we were just going to have an extra game and a little mini postseason with all these weeks of practice. But yeah, the fact that we get to play some high caliber players just kind of adds to the excitement that these guys have. So.
How much of practice is purely getting ready for the bowl game versus maybe an opportunity to develop some young guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably 75% bowl prep, and then that other 25 in terms of the offensive defensive stuff is just working on continually developing guys who we're planning on implementing into our plans next year. So it's been awesome. The energy's been great when those guys are in, and we're able to kind of simplify. A lot of those guys have been doing service looks, on scout team, and so they're not up to par on our playbook, and so we have to kind of dummy things down a little bit, but it allows those guys to go and execute. It's been fun to watch them.
Such a crazy time of year, probably for you as a coach, just with bowl prep, which is rewarding and great. 10-win season, it's awesome, but then there's the transfer portal and all that craziness. How do you guys juggle it all?
Just day by day, man. Every day brings a new adventure, and it's the reminder that the most important recruiting job is always in your own room. And if you're holding your guys accountable, you're hard on them, you're helping. They feel that you're helping them achieve their goals. Their morale's going to be high, and then you just gotta stay on them. But luckily we got a good group of guys, and it's chaos for a lot of other places, I would say, just because the portal's alive and well. We have a big bowl game, and I think that takes a lot of distraction out of things.
I got to ask you about your Twitter post, which I loved. It was a great philosophical post, kind of talking about you make the most of where you are, and you reference the portal in that regard. But what were your thoughts when you sent that out to the public?
Just a reminder that as crazy as things are, I worry that I wanted to make it sure that I wasn't insensitive to anyone's personal decisions because the portal, there's merit to it as well, and I don't want to be against it. But wherever you stand, just the idea that there's lessons and there's perspective wherever your feet are, even if you're not happy. And so just a continual reminder that try to find the good in things. If you're religious and believe in God, try and find where His hand could be in your life. And whether you go places or not, or whether you're struggling with things or not, just that little bit of light I think everyone could use when times are crazy, that there's always good around us if we look for it.
Joined by Fesi Sitake right now. Last portal question. I don't want to spend the whole time talking portal, but what were the conversations with Cody Epps, and what led to that decision?
Yeah, it was mutual, man. I'm going to miss Cody. I'm going to miss his leadership. He's put in a lot of time here, a lot of blood and sweat. He's very invested. He's a Cougar for life. But it was just one of those deals where it was kind of just a mutual understanding of what he wants and what he's looking for in a fresh start. And I wish him nothing but the best. He knows he has my full support, and he knows he has all of our full support as a team. And so I'm excited for him wherever that next chapter is, and I know whoever gets him is going to get a great young man, and I think he's going to do some great things.
Looking back at the regular season, what do you think the offense did well from a passing game perspective, and what would you like to see different in this bowl game?
Yeah, I thought the guys did pretty well. A highlight for us was just when we went fast and had to score and score quick. The guys did a great job in that 2-minute offense, and it starts up front with protection, and Jake, that's a major strength of his. I thought we did a really good job at contested catches. There were a couple moments throughout the year, a game or a part of a game where maybe we strung together a couple drops, which is not who we are. For the most part, I thought we've been really efficient when the ball is in the air to us. I think where we can take a jump is just overall A to Z, like from the beginning beginning of the game to the end of the game, we need to string together 4 quarters, and whatever our job is on the perimeter to help that happen, we need to do. Not so spotty. We can't be a team of 2 halves or of 4 quarters. We got to try and string everything together. And I know it's an 11-man deal, but it starts with everyone looking within and within their group and individual, and what we can do to help that momentum.
What do you think was preventing the offense from stringing together more consistent 4-quarter performances this year?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I think there's a ton of factors. When you factor in special teams, the defensive side, and just the rotation, we had a lot of injuries happening and guys stepping in, and so it's just whether it's injuries, whether it's execution of a play, whether it's brain farts in a game, stuff with signals, whether it's just whatever it is, the external stuff, fans, or whether it's the elements. I mean, there's a bunch of different factors, but no matter what it is, that's the point, right? You can't let any of that stuff get to you.
How nice was it from an offensive perspective to have Jake play all the games? Chase and Darius were there for most, if not all, the season, if memory serves me right.
Yeah.
A lot of the key contributors in the passing game were available and healthy for most of the year.
Yeah, from a perimeter standpoint, Jake didn't miss a game, and then Keelan, Darius, and Chase, same thing. Obviously, Darius, the game he missed was NCAA deal, but it wasn't with injuries, and so to have those 3 guys play the entire season with Jake that's hard to do, and so it's credit to them and staying durable and healthy, and to the strength and conditioning staff, keeping them durable, and hopefully that can be the case moving forward.
2 more things for you. How would you grade the wide receivers' performance this year?
Overall, just without game by game, I'm their harshest critic, man. I'll say a B minus. Mainly just
that's not
bad. Just because that's what popped in my head. I was gonna say B, but I like minus because it just sends a message like there's a little more you can do. So.
Last thing for you, Chase Roberts had a big year. Obviously, he's got NFL aspirations, probably like a lot of guys in your room. What are the conversations like with Chase, and what's he kind of going through right now as he's also preparing for the bowl game?
Yeah, we were ahead of it on our second bye week. He's level-headed enough and mature enough to not let that stuff get to him, but you have to talk about that stuff and get ahead because it has to do with our planning. So we had a great talk in the second bye week, and the consensus was we're going to let this bowl game play out. And he's gonna have a quick decision, and we've had some great talks. And the nice thing is, whatever he does, I know is the right thing because of the way he carries himself, how he handles his process. Selfishly, I want him to stay, but I know whatever he does he's gonna have my full support and the team's full support.
We need to take a break. We'll have much more Cougar Sports Saturday on the other side, and of course, it's powered by KSLSports.com.